Welcome back to the channel. This is the Action Figure Grader, and I wanted to put together a quick preview video for the September auction that's going on right now over at Hakes Auctions. The items are live for bidding, and the action figures close on September 18th. I put together kind of a random assortment of some of the items that are available. There are other toy lines available. There's comic books. Lots of really good stuff in this auction, and for the most part, this is kind of their quote-unquote collector's auction, meaning that a lot of them are affordable, relatively speaking, versus maybe some of their premier auctions where they have really high-grade, really rare stuff. This one's kind of more in keeping with the average collector, and you can find some graded and ungraded, loose graded, mini rigs, all kinds of good stuff. And again, it's not everything that's in this auction. I'm just throwing together a quick video to show you guys everything that's out there that caught my eye. And some of them were funny. Some of them were really good items that I think might be good additions to your collection. We're going to start off with a 12-back A Luke Skywalker Farm Boy, AFA 75, blonde hair, obviously. 75 grade is the overall AFA grade, 75, 85, and I believe it's 80 for the figure score. And there you go. There it is right there. Very nice example, punched. No price sticker, but, you know, not perfect. 75 grade, that's kind of more in keeping with collector grade items. And again, all of these items in September 18th. Keep in mind that Hakes does charge a buyer's premium. And, you know, if you pay by wire, by direct wire, or by check, you can cut off 3%. If you pay by credit card, you got to pay the extra 3% in addition to the 15% buyer's premium. Here is a 12-back B Stormtrooper, graded 80, 85, 80 on that one. Another punched example. Very nice. Lots of different 12-backs. There's a 12-back C Princess Leia, graded AFA 75 plus. So, you know, if you're into collecting 12-backs and you don't want to pay AFA 85 prices, this is kind of the auction you want to target. They tend to go for a little bit more reasonable prices, more in keeping with what we see on Facebook and eBay and things like that. Here is a CAS 85 Plus Collector Series Dewback. Very high grade on this one. The value code on this one, which the value code for those of you new to Hakes, they put together what they estimate the item's going to sell for, and that's about right, 400 to 700. I think towards the upper end of that range for an 85 Plus mint and seal box collector grade collector series Patrol Dewback. Lots of loose graded items, and you know, some of them are higher grade, some of them are not, but I did put together kind of a quick snapshot of some of the loose graded out there. This is an SWD baggie for Luke Skywalker, 75 plus. You can see the yellowing on the torso, so not perfect by any means, but it is a nice early farm boy baggie. There's a Princess Leia, and this one is an SWB baggie, and that one's graded 75 from CAS. We have a Darth Vader baggie. This is kind of the older label style from UKG, so it just says baggie. Looking at it, it looks like it is the SWB baggie. So another early Darth Vader baggie, and you know, there's others. There's others that I didn't include, but gives you a rough idea of some of the stuff that's out there. There's a PBP Darth Vader, UKG 85%, so there's a Spanish Vader there. This is an interesting one. This is a factory error Luke Skywalker Bespin, where the eyes and eyebrows were misaligned with the actual figure. And so if you look at it really close there, you can see the eyes were stamped in the wrong spot. So for those of you that are into factory errors, that's kind of a funny one. That one is graded UKG 85%, factory error, eyes misaligned for Luke Bespin. Figure 90, paint 85 on that one. This is a funny one that I wanted to show you. This is a Star Wars foam bath and soaps kind of box set. It's got R2-D2 and C-3PO on the soap. I've never seen something like this ever get graded before, but there it is. It's graded UKG 70%. So if you're into the kind of the oddball items, there's that one as well as this one. This is gift wrap. The irony of wrapping gift wrap in an acrylic wrap. So this one is graded UKG 85%. This is from 1977. Just kind of a strange, you know, oddball item there. Next up, we got some Empire Strikes Back figures. We've got a 31 back B Leia Organa Bespin, graded AFA 80, but it does have that green neck issue, so just be aware of that as you're bidding. That tends to bring the price down a little bit because that is plastic degradation for the neck on that one. But some people like to have that. It's just kind of a weird factory thing. There is a 32 back A Princess Leia First 12, graded AFA 80. Very nice example. Again, a punched example, no price sticker. Figure is very nice and white still. And the grades on that one, 80, 85, 80 for the Princess Leia Organa 32 back A. Here's probably the biggest one in the auction. This is the 41 back D Boba Fett clear blister, graded AFA 80. And here's a nice close-up of it there. The figure does have some degradation going on, which is common for a lot of ESB Boba Fett's. The figure score of 85, in my opinion, is no longer applicable. So just keep that in mind on a lot of these, that you're not buying the grade, you're buying the figure. And this is more like a 75 grade now for the figure score, just given the obvious discoloration to the limbs on this Boba Fett. But still, it's a clear blister. It's still going to go for a lot of money. 85, 80 is really more like a 75 for the figure score. You could argue it's still overall an 80 grade, so I think that's probably still applicable. It's a very nice example either way, but just keep in mind that that figure has degraded inside the blister. Next up, here's a beauty. It's lower grade. It's only a UKG 60, but it is a Palatoy clear blister ESB Luke Skywalker Hoth Battle Gear. So very cool item there. And you can see there it's got that clear blister. And there's the back of the card. This one is the 45 back A, 65 for the card. Blister got a 60, figure got an 80. I would assume that the blister maybe has a crack in it. I don't see any other obvious issues for the blister. Let's see if we can take a closer look here. I don't see any cracks. Maybe down there, yeah. By the stem, there is a crack by the blister, which, if you're going to have a cracked blister, that's a good spot to get it because it'll probably be okay in transit. But, and it also got a 65 for the card score because it does have some obvious creasing to the card. If I can pull it up correctly. There we go. Right there, you can see the creasing on the card. It goes all the way down from the top left all the way through the Empire Strikes Back logo down to the bottom of the card. But it's a foreign card back, Palatoy clear blister. That's a nice budget-friendly example for the Palatoy Luke with the Palatoy logo on the front of the card. In higher grade, you're probably talking $2,000. They got the value code at $200 to $400. I would think it would be probably towards the upper end of that range, if not slightly above that. Next up is a Empire Strikes Back carrying case. This one is graded AFA 80. This is the one with the Yoda in the upper right-hand corner. There's also another one, obviously, with the Hoth Wampa. I really like this box art, though. It's got the bounty hunters on there. It's got Luke on the Tauntaun. Very cool example, graded AFA 80, mint and seal box. And again, going back to the loose graded, there's a Tauntaun, open belly Tauntaun, graded UKG 80%. Very nice example. There's also a lot of mini rigs, both boxed, ungraded, as well as loose graded with the figure, which UKG is known for. These kind of custom cases where they include the mini rig along with the figure that was typically on the box art. So this one is a UKG 85%. They also do have the Boba Fett along with the Desert Sail Skiff. Both of those are graded 85%, and it's got the Taiwan Boba Fett inside, so that's pretty cool. I really like this display especially. There's something about this particular mini rig with Boba Fett that really looks nice. So that one has got 85s for both items. Next up, here is an AFA 75 Leia Bouche, but it's clear blister. And we talked about clear-ish anyway. I mean, be careful. It's labeled AFA 75 with a clear blister. You could maybe make an argument that it's got some yellowing starting to happen on the top of the blister and then going down the right-hand side. So, it could be just a mirage, but or optical illusion. But to me, it looks like it might be starting to yellow just a little bit. But, Leia Bouche in a clear-ish blister in a relatively high grade, it should do pretty well at the auction. The value code is $200 to $400. I would expect it towards the upper end of that range as well. Here is a mint and seal box Jabba the Hutt Dungeon Action Playset. This one is graded AFA 80, and this one includes all 3 of the last 17 figures, EV-99, Barada, and Amanaman. So this is the harder to find version with the last 17 figures. There's also some Power of the Force. I didn't include all of them. There's a bunch of them for sale that are graded or ungraded. This one is the Lando, graded AFA 80 with a yellowed blister, unpunched with a price sticker. Here is a Ramba that's labeled an AFA 85 yellowed blister, but the blister on this one is very clear, you know, as close to clear as you're going to get without it being clear. So very nice example on that one as well. And then there's also some loose graded last 17, just really quickly before we wrap things up. This is a UKG 85% Luke Skywalker in his Stormtrooper disguise, and that also includes the coin. Very nice presentation on that one. And there's also an AFA 80 Luke Stormtrooper with the older K-style. So 2 different Lukes are available if you're still looking for one of those. The other really nice one I wanted to point out is the R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber. This one is graded UKG 85% and includes the Power of the Force coin in there. Coin got a 90, paint 85, figure 85, and it looks every bit of an 85, at least on the front. On the back, I think that's just some shadows that's kind of coming in on the sticker on the back there. So that's a very nice example of the R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber for those of you who are looking for that one. So anyway, just a random assortment. It's nothing too crazy. I would say that the Boba Fett ESB Carback 41 back D is probably the most expensive, and it'll go down from there. But there should be some fairly decent deals in this auction for those of you looking to fill in holes in your collection. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.